Hello my dear students, welcome to our channel Rajesh Biology and I am Rajesh Biology. Today our topic is head of the cockroach. In last class we completed the external features like shape, size, structure, color of the cockroach, and in that morphology only we have to discuss about three tegmata. In the three tegmata, one is a head, another one is the thorax and abdomen. So first we will discuss about the head. Later we will move to the remaining parts, the remaining tegmata of the cockroach. First come to the head. Head of the cockroach is triangular in shape. Head of the cockroach is what in shape? In which shape? It is what? In triangular shape. And this triangular shape head is right angles to the body. It is right angles to the body. For example, if it is the head, and the body is like this, thorax and abdomen. So the body is in this manner and the head is in vertical manner. The head is the vertical manner and the body is a rectangular manner, or it is in x-axis and it is in y-axis. So it is completely right angle to the body and it is triangular in shape. Triangular in shape means what? The posterior surface, the posterior broader surface is towards the sky, and all the mouth parts towards the ground, towards the land. So this type of head is called hypognathous head. This is called what? Hypognathous head. What is called? Hypognathous head. And if we want to draw the diagram of the hypognathous head, it is look like this. So it is the broader surface of the head of the cockroach, and this is what? This is the triangular shape and it is the broader surface. So the eyes are look like this. These are a pair of compound eyes of the cockroach. Okay, and this head is completely formed by the fusion of 6 embryonic segments. 6 embryonic segments. Very important previous question, and it is NCERT line. Head of the cockroach is formed by the fusion of how many segments? 6 embryonic segments. 6 embryonic segments together form the head. 3 segments together form the thorax, and 10 abdominal segments are there. So total how many segments are there in that cockroach? 10 abdominal segments, 3 thoracic segments, 6 head segments, cephalic segments. Together 19 segments are present, and in that head is formed by the fusion of 6 embryonic segments. It is triangular in shape and it is very small triangular in shape, small triangular, and it is right angle to the body, and this head is called what? Hypognathous head. And come to this head structure. This head capsule is formed by the sclerites. Numerous sclerites together form capsule. Numerous sclerites. So don't get confused between the segment and sclerite. Only 6 segments, but these 6 segments are the 6 segments have numerous segments, that is sclerites, numerous sclerites. 6 segments fuse to form a capsule. The head capsule is actually formed by the sclerites. They are numerous in number. Okay, and come to here. The main first one is the upper portion of the head. This is the upper portion of the head, and this is called what? Vertex. The upper portion the upper portion or the posterior portion of the head is called vertex. This vertex is called epicranial plate. This vertex is called what? Epicranial plate. Epicranial plate. Here actually epicranial plates are two. Two epicranial plates together form the vertex. Vertex is nothing but two epicranial plates together form what? Vertex. Like in our body also it is called frontal bone. It is called what? Frontal. Remember this word, frontal. Only one frontal bone is there. And later two parietals here. Two parietals fuse. Okay, here two parietals are fused with a suture. The suture name is here. The two epicranial plates are like this. They are fused together with a suture. The suture name is epicranial suture. What is meant by suture? Suture means stitching. Actually, we use the word stitching for any wound. If we met with any accident or if there is any damage to our skin, the doctors give stitches on that, and we use the word stitches actually. But in medicinal terminology, we have to use suture. Doctors give suture. How many sutures? 2 sutures, 3 sutures. We have to use suture from now onwards. Okay, so here epicranial suture. With the help of epicranial suture, two epicranial plates are fused to form vertex. And vertex resembles first segment of the head. The first segment of the head is resembled by the vertex. Come to the second segment here. From here, there is a pair of antennae are present. There is a pair of antennae. This is like this. A pair of antennae. We will discuss about the antenna structure also. This is the pair of antenna. And this antenna is segmented, slender, narrow antenna which has olfactory and tactile in function. We will discuss about the antenna in a clear manner. Okay, don't worry. So antenna are arise from the second segment of the head. Okay, so second segment of the head. And then next there is frons. So I'll do one thing, I'll write all the segments here instead of these diagrams. So remember the posterior or the first segment, the posterior segment or the epicranium, that means top of the head I'll write like. Top of the head, vertex. Top of the head what? Vertex. And come to here, the frontal portion. The frontal portion, it is top. The frontal portion is covered by frontal portion of head is formed by the frons and clypeus. It is the frons and it is what? The clypeus. Clypeus. And then next is this is what? The upper lip called labrum. So clypeus and labrum. Clypeus, labrum, frons, vertex. And then next I'll give another color for this. Here there is a gena. Here there is what? Gena is present. This is gena. Okay, and very important here, the mandibles are present. Here what? These are what? Mandibles. A rectangular, sorry, here actually the mandibles are in triangular shape. So I give the rectangular shape. So these are mandibles. So first we will write the frontal portion. Frontal portion is covered by the frons, clypeus and labrum. Later the lateral portion. Or sides of the, this is top of the head is vertex. Frontal portion, frons, clypeus, labrum. And the sides are lateral sides. Lateral portion or lateral sides of head is gena. Gena. So these are the sclerites, very important sclerites, which form the frontal portion and the lateral sides on the top of the head capsule. Okay, if we turn the head like that, these are the first, don't think as mandibles or the sclerites. Mandibles are not as sclerites, these are the mouth parts. We will discuss about the mandibles and their special structure when we discuss about the cockroach mouth parts. So first, these are the things: top of the head, frontal portion of the head, lateral side of the head. Come to the back portion. So if we turn this head to the backwards, the backward head portion is like this. So in back side there is a hole, there is a big hole. That hole is called occipital foramen. There is a hole back side on the back. On the back of the head, there is what? Occipital foramen. And this occipital foramen is nothing but what? Foramen means hole. There is a big hole. And here also we have the hole. In our human body also there is a hole at the posterior of the head, and that is called foramen magnum, and that is present in the occipital condyle, occipital bone. So here also there is a occipit. There is a sclerite which covers, which bind this, which lines or which covers, which bordered. Perfect word is bordered. Which bordered this occipital foramen is occiput. Occiput. Okay, occiput or occiput. This is the one sclerite which bordered the occipital foramen. What is the use of occipital foramen? Actually, the occipital foramen in our body, it is called foramen magnum. It is the connection between the head and the body. So if it is the head, if it is the body, this is the connection. This occipital foramen is the connection between the body and the head. And from the head, the food should be enter into the body. From the head, the not the neural signals. From the body only the neural signals reach the head. From the body the nutrients reach the head. From the body the blood reaches the head. Everything. So there should be a connection. That connection, that connective window is nothing but occipital foramen, which allows, through which digestive system, through which esophagus, through which trachea, tracheoles, respiratory system, and circulatory system, to which aorta, and nervous system, ventral nerve cord, so some amount of nervous tissue, nerves, all are enter into the head. Esophagus, trachea, aorta and nerves, all are enter into the head through this occipital foramen, and this occipital foramen is bordered by the one sclerate named occiput. Clear about this? Occiput. Next, we have to discuss about the neck. So I'll do one thing. I'll erase this. Okay, I'll erase the diagram. Okay. Before I am erasing the diagram, I'll explain about the antenna. Then I'll erase the diagram and I'll write some matter here, which is easy to write. Okay. So first, antenna. Antenna are paired structures which are present, which are arranged in second segment. Remember, in first segment there is no appendages. In second segment there is appendages. It is third, for example. Third don't have any appendages. First and third don't have any appendages. It is the fourth. It is the fifth. And this is sixth. Like that, if we think sixth is present on the other side actually. Sixth is present on the back side. So if we divide the head into 6 segments in this manner, okay, the first segment don't have any appendages. Third segment also don't have any appendages. Second segment have a pair of antenna, and this pair of antenna are arranged from a socket which is present near to the compound eyes. There is a socket. From this socket, a narrow, slender, segmented, it is a narrow, slender, segmented, antenna is also segmented. Antenna are arrays, a pair of antenna are arrays, and this antenna has two functions. One is it helps in the olfaction of the food materials. As we already discussed, cockroach find or locate the food depending upon the sense of smell. So it sends the antenna, that antenna get the information where the food is located, and it immediately go towards the food, okay, from where it get the smell. So sense of smell, olfaction, and not only that, tactile. It has another function, that is what? Tactile. Touch receptors are also present, olfactory receptors are also present, and it is segmented and it is arranged from the sockets which are close to the compound eyes. Okay, and of course near to this there is a speck of speck means a small structure. Okay, this small structure is called ocelli, ocellular spot. It is also called fenestra. It is also called what? Fenestra. It is also called fenestra, or simply simple eye. It is nothing but what? Simple eye. What is the function of simple eye? Simple eyes are responsible for the intensity of the light. They will detect intensity of the light. What is intensity of light? We know the light, like to observe the objects, we can use our eyes. That is the light receptors. Okay, we have the light receptors. But here it is not a light receptor. It not find any objects in front of the eyes. That means simple eyes. Simple eyes cannot find the objects in front of the eyes. Okay, we will discuss about the simple eyes and compound eyes later. But simply, intensity means what? That means, for example, we are in the one dark room and our brother or our sister enter into the room and they switch on the light. So in that dark room, we are stay by closing our eyes. We are taking the rest. Of course, we are not sleeping, but we are taking rest by simply closing our eyes like this, and one person switch on the light. Even though we close our eyes, we know as someone switch on the light, because we get the information of intensity of light. Suddenly the light intensity increases in the dark room. So like that, here also know the intensity of the light. That is a simple eyes. Next, come to this antenna. Antenna are tactile in function, olfactory in function. Okay, don't worry, we will discuss about the eyes in nervous system chapter, in sensory organs system. When we discuss about the sensory structures of the cockroach, In that, we will deeply discuss with Umatidia structure also, which is very important for IPA examinations, public examinations. Come back. So this is ocelli and fenestra or simple eyes. So this is about the frontal portion. And then now we'll discuss about the segments and the segments and appendages which are present in that. Okay, so I'll erase this diagram. So the first segment don't have any appendages. Second segment have what? Second segments have a pair of antenna, which are tactile and olfactory in function. Third segment contains, it doesn't have any appendages. There is no appendages in the third segment. Fourth segment have a pair of mandibles. Next, fifth segment. Fifth segment is nothing but what? The labrum, maxilla is present. So fifth segment have first pair of maxilla. First pair of maxilla. And last but not least, the sixth segment has second pair of maxilla. So you will get complete information and complete idea about the maxilla in the next class. That means when we discuss about the mouth parts, in that mouth parts you will get the complete idea about the maxilla, what is maxilla and the structure of maxilla, everything. So simply remember the second pair of maxilla. Okay, so these are the 6 segments of the cockroach head. In that cockroach head, first segment and third segment doesn't contain any appendages, but the second, fourth, fifth, sixth segments contains the antenna and mandibles, first pair maxilla and second pair maxilla. So we will do one thing, I'll do one thing. When we discuss about the mouth parts, in that time also we will discuss about the head back side, because we will find most of the mouth parts from the back side of the head. Okay, and all these mouth parts together cover a space that is called what? Preoral cavity. Okay, so most of the preoral cavity outer linings we can observe from the back of the head. That's why I didn't draw the back of the head here. Okay, when we discuss about the cockroach mouth parts, at that time I'll definitely draw the back side of the cockroach head. Then we will find the first pair maxilla and the second pair maxilla and the mandibles, clypeus, every part. Okay, so this is about the head. So just revise once. Cockroach head is hypognatous head. Gnatha means what? Why it is called gnatha? Gnatha means jawbone. Okay, so the cockroach head jaw, gnatha, towards the ground like this. So hypognatous. Okay, and the head is right angles to the body, and it is a triangular in shape. Head is fused by, very important point, 6 embryonic segments, and in these 6 embryonic segments, first and third segments doesn't contain any appendages. The remaining segments contains these appendages, and all these appendages, all these segments formed as a capsule, and this capsule is formed by so many sclerites. Okay, many sclerites. Okay, it is better to discuss about the neck also, I think. Okay, so simply I'll draw the neck of this cockroach here. So this is a tube-like structure. It is the neck. This neck is also called what? Cervicum. Cervicum, and this is the tube-like structure, and it is connected. It is covered by numerous. It is covered by numerous sclerites, which forms the capsule. Numerous sclerites, which forms the capsule. So most of the neck is already covered by the head. That's why we cannot observe the cockroach neck region. The cervicum we cannot observe with our naked eye. Of course, we can observe if we remove the head, or if we remove the first segment, first thoracic segment, if we remove, we can observe small portion. So more than 50% of the neck is covered by the head capsule, and the remaining portion is covered by the first thoracic segment, that is called pronotum. Pronotum covers the remaining neck region. That's why we cannot observe the neck. But neck is very helpful for the free movement of head. So for example, it is the duster is the cockroach body. This my hand is the cockroach head, right angles to the body, and it can move in any direction like this, in all the directions like this, because the freely movable neck which allow the free movement of the head, that is present, that is called cervicum. And another most important about the cervicum is it is formed by 4 sclerites. 4 cervical sclerites together form the neck. And not only that, another important point, it is not a tegmata. There is only 3 tegmata: head, thorax, abdomen. Neck is not a tegmata. Even though neck is present, it is not appear, it is not very clearly appear, and it is not a tegmata. Head, thorax, abdomen, these are the 3 tegmata. And neck is also present, but it is covered by the head capsule and the pronotum. Okay, and it is supported, formed by 4 sclerites. So just simply revise about the head of the cockroach. 6 segments, hypognatous head, triangular shape, right angles to the body. Next, it formed by as a capsule with the help of so many sclerites. So top of the head, that is vertex, formed by 2 epicranial plates fused by the epicranial suture. And the next frontal portion by 3 sclerites. Frontal portion 3 sclerites are, that is the frons, clypeus, and the labrum, upper lip. Okay, and the sides of the head, a pair of genae. And back of the head, there is a occipital foramen which is bordered by occiput. And this occipital foramen allow the passage of esophagus, tracheole, narrow cords. That means not it is a narrow cord, it is a double ventral narrow cord, ventral narrow cords, nervous system, nerves actually, narrow cord is not correct actually, nerves. Okay, nerves and aorta, dorsal aorta. So these are the occipital. And come to the segments. First and third segments doesn't contain any appendages. Second segment contains a pair of antenna. Fourth segment has mandibles. Fifth, first pair maxilla. Sixth, second pair maxilla. And yes, the neck is formed by 4 sclerites. It is not a tegmata, and the neck is completely covered by the sclerites of the head and the thoracic segment. So this is about the head of the cockroach. Thank you.